The biodisc is mainly used to transfer the energy into liquid or into light, where we then use those energies for other things, improving taste, etc., etc. On the biodisc, because a lot of you have been selling this for 2 years or more now, I often get emails and phone calls, can I use this on farms? Yes, you can if it's a very small farm, but you must remember that the biodisc is created for domestic application. Its use is mainly by pouring water off to enhance the energy. Its speed of travel is slow and we get more energy captured into the liquid. If we stand the disc under a liquid, because the liquid is not moving, the molecules within the liquid are not moving, we have to use the spinning energy created by my partner Stanley Young to transfer the energy. That transference takes about 15 minutes into only a glass. So if we have a glass which is maybe 100 ml, 10, 15 minutes. So you can imagine how long it would be for a gallon of water. Some of you are using it successfully with a fuel pump from the petrol station. Is passing fuel through the fuel gun at a slow enough rate for the energy to be transmitted into the fuel. Many of you are discovering that you're saving fuel and your car is going quicker. But if you have a high pressure hose passing water through this, it's passing so quickly it has no time to change its energy of that water. So it can't be used on a farm. It can be used very successfully in your garden and in flower storage areas. We do make commercial products. Don't forget, we've been producing these products for many years, but not this size and not for domestic applications. We've been producing them this size to go around the outside of a pipe or an oil pipe this size. And then you need our commercial products. But please specifically stick to your domestic applications because that's what you know. You're not engineers. The pendant, as you've seen, can be spun. You can blow the energy over the top of the pendant and protects you once again against the irradiation of other objects. Please remove the pendant at night from your body. You do not get a good night's sleep when you're energetic. But if you do want a good night's sleep, simply pour 4 bottles of water over the top of the biodisc, put the caps on them, and place them around the ends of the 4 corners of the bed. You are then in a turbulent area of positive energy as it swings through all 4 bottles. You will have a very good night's sleep then, in harmony and with the chakras in your body positively aligned. The biodisc has been around for a long time, so everybody knows its uses. Unfortunately, in the early days of your launch of the pendant, people used it incorrectly. They were trying to do biodisc things with the pendant. And so some people said it didn't work. But it always works when you use it for the correct application, for enhancing the energy, the strength, the stamina of your body. You can feel it straight away, it's instant. Just remember those video clips of people being able to be picked up on the fingers. The other applications, some people are trying to pour water over the top of this. It doesn't work. It's not designed. It's a solid energy field, whereas this is a spinning energy field. It doesn't work. You have to use the biopendant and spin the energy, then it works. Okay? If you're using the pendant for scalar energy, You place the light on here and you turn the light and the pendant. You don't turn the pendant through the light. It has to be turned together because it's a mass energy. Theory of light was a theory by a man called Rife, who invented the first electronic light telescope. And Rife was an amazing man. He died in poverty, and he also discovered the first recognition of a cancer cell. But we're going back 80 years. There was another man who you've probably heard of more recently called Tesla. Tesla was a genius, born out of his time. And again, everybody thought he was a crackpot, as they do me. Don't worry, they do me too. And Tesla and Rife came up with the theory of a universal energy that was transferable through light. And for a long time, many scientists and physicists have been looking for it. We discovered that the biodisc, when using the correct LED light with a minimum of 60 lumens, 100 is best, spun anti-clockwise, produces scalar energy. And the same with the pendant. Now you can't do that with a rock or a sign of a religious motif around your neck. While they're wonderful products, they don't produce scalar energy. In theory, because no one at the current time can prove it, we can only prove it by showing its results. So in quantum physics and physics, we measure the results rather than how does it achieve this. And the results seem to be proving the theory that scalar energy is a tube of light, but we also believe, but we are an exception to the rule, that it is also an airborne energy. And it has two effects. One is on time and space. That's the inner tube of scalar. It is thought, no one can prove it, including ourselves, I might add. And the outer one is on a mass which seems to be able to overcome the effects of gravity. And again, in all the tests we do, we seem to prove the theory correct. But I can't tell you how it works because it was only a theory until we discovered that we actually made the theory true. With the pendant, okay. Yes, I'm often asked this about what should be the best metal around the outside of the pendant, and where is the best place to wear the pendant. It's made in a special silver, and the silver was chosen because it's inexpensive compared to gold, and these days the prices of gold are just becoming exorbitant. If you prefer gold, please have the silver bezel, gold-plated. You will not destroy the energy. Silver is not quite as good a remitter of positive energy as gold, but the difference is argumentative, and when we do prognos tests, as many of you have seen with the pendant, there is little or no difference. In fact, some of the best wellness users and gurus in the wellness industry who use our product only use it in the silver formation. If you want gold, or you'd like to paint it, or you'd like to have a wood one, fine. Or you'd like to have leather around your neck, wonderful. However, I'll add one overrider. The outer casing is not as important as the position that you wear the pendant, and it should be on the sternum. It should be just on the top of your breastbone. And for that reason, no one is supplied the pendant with a chain, because we all have different upper body lengths. And if the chain is wrong, then you aren't getting the correct frequency into your body at that moment. So please buy a chain that allows the pendant to sit in the correct position. And this is the correct position. Unlike the biodisc, where you're drinking the energy, so it is absorbed, its absorption level is huge at an intercellular level. So with the biodisc, the energy will stay for quite some time. In many cases, days. In some cases, only a few hours if you're exerting yourself. With the pendant, if you're just using the pendant on your outer body, or next to your body, as soon as you take it off, within half an hour, the energy has gone. And thank heavens for that, because if it wasn't, you couldn't sleep well. So it's instant energy. And again, another question I'm sure it's coming. What's the difference between the biopendant and other pendants that are on the market and other energy things? As I said in the opening piece, they're all wonderful products, I'm sure. But if you can make those products change the taste of something by shining a light through them, by blowing energy, just normal air, over the top of them, or by standing a glass of wine, whiskey, water, whatever you care, lemon juice, fresh fruit, fresh flowers on top of it, or pouring water over the disc and then putting cut flowers into the water and seeing how long they live, or taking a dead thing like an onion and putting it into bioenergized water and seeing that the whole thing blooms and grows. Often I'm asked the same question, and the answer to a molecular structured water, it's not bio-water per se, it's the frequency that we creates a molecular structure within the liquid. How long does that molecular structure last? And how long does the energy last within that molecular structure and therefore within the liquid? The answer to that is it depends on the atmosphere that the water is being stored in or kept in. If it's in a neutral atmosphere where there is no frequencies, no disturbances like sunspots, like magnetic fields, like huge electrical impulses, the answer would be probably 50 years, 50 years. But if you store that same energized water in direct sunlight, the energy is disturbed by the far rays, which are negative in this case, and destroys the frequency. So after 8 hours, it doesn't work. The energy is not there. And how I treat energy is it should be measurable, i.e. after 8 hours or 3 days or 4 days, if 4 glasses of water that you've energized a year ago, 8 hours ago, whatever time ago, cannot change something, to me it has no energy. So we know sunlight disturbs the frequency 8 hours, so that's why you can't put this in a swimming pool. It won't work because you've got direct sunlight, okay? So please don't phone me about swimming pools. I get about 100 questions about that every week. We do make swimming pool and spa units, but they're commercial. However, if you then energize the water using this and store it in your fridge, 50 years, neutral atmosphere. Okay? I get, again, a lot of questions on negative water. What is negative? If we listen to the scientists, okay, scientists say that the best water in the world is pure water. And pure water is distilled water or is water called reverse osmosis or RO water. Now that's scientists. But I would argue with the scientists, and I often do. If you take distilled water or RO water and you try and germinate a seed, or you try and grow plants in that, they fail to germinate. Why? That water does not have the natural energy of life. We often find that when we have the 4 bottles of water around the bed that we've energized and put the caps on, not always, but often, that we find black dots of carbon in those bottles. When we have it analyzed, we find that it's actually a negative frequency, an electrostatic wave, a microwave of some sort. You're all sleeping in beds, I hope. Some poor people in the world aren't. And with us buying homes or building homes, we often don't take any consideration of where the cables are that are feeding the lights, the air conditioning, or if we're in an apartment block, the cables are running outside the house. If you coil an electric cable up, it gets hot. That's an energy. That's an energy field that's coming into you and disturbing your natural energy. You are not being defragmented by it, you are being fragmented. Many people have sleep but wake up with headaches, they feel tired, exhausted. Many of those people are in the top apartment, in executive homes, in the very top apartment, and right above them are all the air conditioning, all the electro frequencies, everything, and they don't have very good night's sleeps. But don't believe me. Look up on the web and look for E-smog, E-S-M-O-G. Then you will learn a lot more than I can tell you right now in the moments that we have. So you can often see, to reiterate, the E-smog transferred into a black carbon dust into the water when we've separated the water by a meter or more. Holding the water together, you'd never see it. But when we create this tornado of positive energy, it captures that negative E-smog, which is transferred into black carbon dust. Don't drink that water. Keep the cap on. Throw the water and the bottle in the dustbin. Make some new energy water for that bottle that's got the black dust and just place it at the foot of the bed or wherever you took it from. The bottles don't have to be the same size, same shape either. It's just energy we're dealing with.